Hi there, my name is David Stevens, and this is my demonstration of my project for the Reverse Job Fair called the Visual Pass-Through Unit. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize for not being able to be there in person. I am incredibly sick, and I don't think I can make the presentation work for the next 2 hours. So I've kindly been offered to record this demonstration of my project to display what I've been working on for you today. For some background, I love 3D printing things. I love making costumes. I'm a nerd. I love sci-fi, anything like that. I love 3D printing parts for costumes based around things from sci-fi. And I came to find a lot of those things incorporate masks and helmets and things that don't necessarily have clear eye holes. It's sci-fi, they don't need to. So I developed a system which serves as a visual pass-through that you would wear over your face, and a separate camera attached but loose and movable can display visuals around you directly to your eyes. So this has a few components to it. First and foremost, the visual shell. I have taken a relatively cheap quote-unquote 3D VR headset where you would put your phone in it and display a split image through the screen. I took off the front panel and designed and 3D printed an enclosure for a screen. I then adhered it to the existing headset with an acrylic adhesive called Weldon 16. Works a bit like model glue in the sense that this is chemically welding the plastic together, and a little bit of tape on the bottom for some added strength. This is worn over the head. There's a harness on the back for the power supply to this unit. I glued it onto the back here. I'll go over that in a little more detail here. There are 3 more main components. Number 1, a USB camera. Number 2, power supply for the unit. Just a power bank. Seems to supply sufficient voltage and amperage for this. And then the screen and computer themselves. This is a Raspberry Pi 3 with a compatible LCD screen that it is connected to. The power supply is connected to the top there, the USB camera plugged into the side of the Raspberry Pi itself. So, the way this would operate is I connect all this together, activate it, activate a video program called VLC Media Player. VLC Media Player then displays the image to the screen, which is focused through the lens of the headset and essentially acts as a pass-through. So if I have the camera over here pointed this way, that's what I'm seeing here while allowing my face to be covered. I've ran into only a single hiccup with this. VLC Media Player has a provision by which you can split the image into 2 separate sections and make them side by side. This is a function of, I know it's a function of VLC Media Player, and I know this camera is compatible with that function. I believe it's a limitation of the Raspberry Pi itself where it will not create those pop-up screens. So in this case, I am limited to have a single image split across those 2 lenses. It is not ideal, but I have found it to be sufficient. And I believe with more time and perhaps some programming involved, I might be able to split that up. In the meantime, though, a demonstration of its use. Obviously, a little harder to perform remotely. So I'm going to wire all this up, and then behind me on my desktop is a random number generator. To display that this is functioning, I will activate the pass-through, I'll put it on, I will point the camera at the screen, I'll generate a random number, and I will read it off, proving that it functions and I can see through it. So let's get this all hooked up. As you can see, I glued on the harness for the battery pack to the straps. This also works as a counterweight for the headset, as the front section is relatively heavy. Before putting this on, I will go ahead and insert the screen into the enclosure. All right, it's all wired up. We're ready to go. And here, give the appearance there. We're going to be picking a number between 1 and 100. So my apologies if you're not quite able to see me here. While I set this up, I am looking for enter on my keyboard. Okay, that should have generated the number. I'm holding up the camera to see, make sure I have this right side up. A little out of focus, let me clean off that lens. That is a 19. Okay, and let's see, did it come through for you guys, just in case? 19, right there. So, again, a little hard to demonstrate remotely, but that is more or less the extent of the project. Thank you all so much for watching and for your interest, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.